What's happening?
I don't know. Those Mysterians really meant business when they called the powder console, though.
What are we going to do?
I could try.
Allow me to help.
What the?
This is Professor Polarity, and
What did you do? More importantly, who are you?
my name is Wes Grant, and I got here with that.
What are you? Nobody can just enter a TARDIS type vortex.
One can.
Yeah, but I'm the only... What?
I'm a Time Lord.
What the? Nothing. Yeah, I'm just doing something a minute.
It's more than a dress. It's my secret weapon. To keep this amazing feeling, I care for it with Linol. Its formula penetrates in between the fibers and
How
helps
are
to
you
keep my
alive?
clothes
You sound more ravaged Gallagher.
Not all of us are stupid. I'm the only remaining refuge from the Time War.
Isn't
Doubts
it
hunted us
disappointing
all
when
down.
you stop noticing your plug-in?
That's
Discover
probably quite a bit of
freshness
grief
for up
over
to
the years.
90 days with the
I don't
sense of
understand.
Pure 3
We
Evolution.
can still in the vortex and eat right.
You know what I mean? That's quite a good point. How did you get inside the TARDIS?
90 days.
How do you think I got off Gallifrey?
That's one whole season of freshness. With only Pure 3
What?
Evolution water scents. Offering spice, vanilla, and tiny berries of rest. From Ambi Pure with a touch of Febreze.
Wow. That's weird. I'm used to seeing TARDISes as a police box. I mean, not the people that this new insect has bird. Hey, can I see inside? Mine's changed many times.
Sure.
Wow, it's very clean.
I'm not an adventurer like you, Doctor. I need to lay low to stay alive.
This is smaller than yours, Doctor.
Who cares? It's cool.
That still doesn't matter.
What?
What's going on?
I don't know.
We're being pulled into another universe. Through the fabric of
Whoa!
possible. We Time Lords can serve it.
Ever since our ways perished, the fabric of time has gotten weaker slightly. It's very possible now.
We're nearing the planet 3489. We're going to crash. The TARDIS won't hold. I'm too old for this. Hello there.
Who are you?
I'm the conductor.
Why are you called that?
It's the name I chose. Seemed to fit my personality. What are you? Oh? Surely you know. The amount of experiments you performed on me? The amount you abused me?
Oh no.
Oh yes. I'm the time curse in a human body. You people tried to kill me. So I killed you.
This is a response to Preston upload in the case. That one. Should we pop this in a quick breath? You can see it's coming up already. My favorite shirt. And the rest of the thing wants to be there's no stain.
What's hitting you?
He's a time curse. It happens when two TARDISes hit each other within the vortex. They're insanely rare.
Beep 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 beep.
A time curse is 10 times as dangerous as a million galaxy fragments put together. They have the power to age people to the point of dust and can travel through time with ease. If you get hit by one of those blasts of energy, your life will most definitely be over in an instant. The Time Lords have to dispose of them.
What are we going to do?
Customer service.
I have absolutely no idea. Oh, that's new.
All technology to defeat one was back at Gallifrey, lost with the Time War.
Why not go back in time to Gallifrey?
After the Time War, Gallifrey was time locked, so people couldn't go back and warn the Time Lords of it.
What's happening?
He's gone through the shield. He's aging her. She's going to die. We need to get out.
Uh-oh.
You really thought a mere TARDIS could stop me?
What have you done? You allowed all the energy of the core to seep out. The TARDIS is dead.
Oh no, the energy is firing the same energy that TARDIS uses to power itself. In about 8 seconds, he'll lose all of his energy. The recycling out of the TARDIS is powerless. Good. Now when I use this...
energy I need.
Exactly. Right, activate the seismic proton generators.
Stop it!
I don't get it. What's happening?
Oh, you're a genius, Doctor. One Tartarus our Curse over there can handle, but two hold on so much energy that if you gather all that into a single body, it'll cause it to burn up and transport itself somewhere unknown to anything in the universe. No! I will not die while you live. I won't!
No! It's like usually does change now.
Too late, Doctor. Stand back, or you'll be fried.
Just one of the many perks of being rich.
Doctor, what just happened?
Regenerated. When Time Lords get injured or railroad, our bodies die in chains. I've done it 11 times.
Oh. Sounds like a good way of cheating death.
May I ask where our killers are? Who? Ah, okay. Now, I have to ask you something. Go ahead. While the TARDIS is repairing itself, I really need to clean my suit. It's only now I realise that this one's a bit old. Yeah, come on. Goodbye, Doctor. I hope we meet again someday. Reality is crumbling. No. What? You don't want me to leave? You said reality is crumbling. There's no such thing. Okay. Bye,
That
then.
makes three of us. We've been out scavenging parts for our latest invention.
What happened to your funding from the
So, can you just look?
We already went
Certainly
over
not
the
me.
budget for the next 6 months. There's gotta be something we can do.
Look, I'm alright. I'll go swimming or something.
What do you expect us to do?
Worry about it.
Sell one of our inventions?
Absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to try it. Johnny, girls, what's going on here?
We're just selling one of Susan and Mary's inventions to
Branson Ridgway, eccentric billionaire. Tell, billionaire? I don't know about this.
Pressed, the two clear plastic cylinders on the inside of the time motor will move up and down together and away from each other, which gives it an awesome screen-accurate sequence, but at the same time is hard on the batteries as the LEDs begin to flicker during the rotor's movements. And speaking of which, the noise of the groaning motor as it moves the time motor up and down is very loud and can be heard over the actual sound effects, which is somewhat disappointing. The clear plastic button on the control panel to the right activates one of two sound effects, a power-up noise and a bizarre effect, as though the TARDIS is struggling to travel through the vortex. This black and silver rectangular button on the next panel over activates a much longer time motor sequence and sound effect, as though the TARDIS is travelling through time and space normally.
I definitely
On the
want to
next
get
panel
that.
across, this rounded transparent button again gives us one of two sound effects. One sounds like the Doctor throwing some general switches around the console, while the other again seems to depict the TARDIS experiencing some kind of trouble as it flies. Next up, we have my favourite control panel. This one actually opens when it's pressed, along with a whooshing sound effect. Pressing down on the panel again will cause the TARDIS to emit the noise of the Dr. Sonic screwdriver, which, while it isn't actually a TARDIS noise, is still pretty cool for the kids during play. On the next panel over, this blue square button emits a bleeping signal noise similar to the Slithine's message from World War III. Pressing it again causes the TARDIS to emit some more of those random button pressing and general tinkering sound effects. Finally, the sixth panel contains no buttons whatsoever, but I think the takeoff and landing button kind of counts as this panel's feature. Looking at its other features, the doors do both open, but unfortunately due to the steep ramp in front of them, they actually open the wrong way. The view into the TARDIS from the outside of the police box does look nice, but as the console is closer to the doors due to the scale, the view isn't actually accurate. The TARDIS also offers 3 removable floor panels which slot out from the base, revealing an undersection of the console room made of dark green plastic with some gadgetry and wiring moulded into it. I would have liked that to actually light up though, but this is not the case. It would make a great place for storing the various action figures accessories if it wasn't for the holes in the sides of these sections. Turning to accessories, the TARDIS comes with 2 of these curved railings which can be slotted into the base and look very nice, with those foam bits tied to the top railing just like in the show. There's also a car seat with extra seats attached so more people can sit on it. Only the Doctor, eh? The seat has a fair amount of detail with the stitching in the fabric, a bizarre red section below it, and a silver footrest. Oh, and a wheel on the back of it for some reason. Maybe the Doctor turns it to adjust the height of the seat? I don't know. The seat can be adjusted pretty much anywhere on the top section of the floor. We also have a handstand, which looks great, but is white instead of brown. No idea why, but still it's nice that they included it. There's also a hammer and a mallet on a rope which hangs from the base of the console. That's an excellent little touch that references all those times the Doctor had to lovingly beat his machine to get it to work. Doing a size comparison, you can see that the 5-inch figures, such as the 10th Doctor, don't look too out of place when standing on it, but it's by no means a 1-to-1 scale. So, for example, the junkyard TARDIS from the Doctor's wife can't fit inside it like it did in that episode. And you can also see that the police box doors are a little smaller than the Flight Control TARDIS toy. So, overall, what do I think of this toy? Well, it's been 7 years since I first bought it, and I love it now just as much as I love it then. The lights and sounds are excellent, the motorised time motor is a great idea, and the detail throughout is brilliant. Its features and accessories are pretty much the cherry on the cake. All in all, it's a wonderful toy. Having said that, I find it really distracting that only one small section of the playset contains any actual wall. The rest of it is all open, which I know was done on purpose so kids could play with it from multiple angles, but personally, I would have liked one half of the toy to have been completely covered in, just like the actual set, with the wall connected to a spindle on the top so it could be spun around, so kids could still use it in whatever angle they chose, but that's just me. It would also have been nice to have had a switch to mute the ambient noise the console makes, as the set would look great up on display with just the green LEDs lit and without that annoying sound effect. It also does annoy me that the base and sidewall are made from card, as that can be damaged very easily during play. But here's an interesting thing. Despite the lack of sound and light effects, I hated the fact that the 11th Doctor's TARDIS playset had multiple holes, wasn't to scale, and some of it was cardboard. And yet here, this 10th Doctor's TARDIS has all of the same faults, but I still love it. In all fairness, the 11th Doctor's playset had an equally detailed console and time motor, it just had no electronics. I think it has something to do with more than just the inclusion of lights and sounds. Maybe this playset works regardless of its faults because it's based on such a better designed set than the 11th Doctor's version. Let's face it, this TARDIS has grace, symmetry, it's an excellent design, whereas the 11th's felt like a mess, and as a result the toy wasn't too well received. Some real effort has been put into this TARDIS interior, be it the electronics, features, or even the fact that the back of the cardboard has a design on it and wasn't just left blank. This is the perfect example of an item which fits into both the toy and collectible categories. It has enough features and functions to keep kids happy, while it also contains enough detail to look excellent when up on display. Even the packaging looks great. I would happily have this up on my shelves fully assembled or packed away in its box. That's a sign of great packaging, when you can buy an item and display it in its box, yet still enjoy looking at it just as much as if it were out of its box. It's the perfect toy to sum up the long-gone golden years of character options and their once great, highly detailed collectible figures and playsets, and looks excellent as the centerpiece of any self-respecting Doctor Who fan's collection. And so that does it for this review. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, there are countless more reviews online. Thank you again for watching, and remember to keep following the nerd. Goodbye. Let's get on and take a look at the actual modified TARDIS playset. Okay, so here we go, and the first thing you'll notice with this is that there's a lot more cardboard and duct tape, because it wouldn't be one of my modifications if there wasn't any duct tape or cardboard involved.
Hello.
So, naturally, the biggest difference with this is the fact that these holes around the TARDIS have been blocked off, really. Not really blocked off, because initially what I'd done was added, just boards over it really just to block off the holes. But I decided that wasn't good enough, so as you can see, I've actually added little rooms which go off through these holes, and it adds an extra dimension to the playset and makes it look like it's bigger on the inside, obviously. So if you take a look at this hole down here, I've added little stairs, again from cardboard and duct tape. Very, very rough idea, but basically that's how I would have liked to have seen it. And over here as well, at the bottom, there's another little hole with another little room that leads off from there. And at the back of the TARDIS as well, there's a hole in the playset that it's not even a walkway, and to this day I still don't know why they did this, but there was just like this random hole at the back of the playset, and it kind of feels like Character Options kind of ran out of cardboard at a really random place. So again, I've added another little walkway down there, another little room just behind that walkway. And I've even rounded off the top as well, just to kind of make it look like a little doorway there too. And speaking of holes, even though I complained about so many holes in this TARDIS playset, I've actually had to go off and ironically add another hole, because these stairs really annoyed me in this TARDIS playset, in the fact that whenever you went up the stairs, they led to a wall. They led to a cardboard wall, and that really, really bugged me. So I ended up going off and cutting a hole in this wall and creating our little walkway just off it, and our little room just off to the side of this hole in the wall. So now these stairs actually lead somewhere, which, you know, annoys me a lot less than it used to. I've also managed to salvage a few bits and pieces from my destroyed 9th and 10th Doctor's TARDIS playset and add them to this playset. So if you take a look there, you can see there's little railings and things that have been added just around the back of the console there. There's another little railing that I've added in that new walkway there that I've added just at the top of those stairs. And most importantly, a key element that I've added from the 9th and 10th Doctor's playset was the two opening doors here down at the back of the playset. Now, you may remember on the actual 11th Doctor's playset, these are just printed onto cardboard, and that really annoyed me. So, as you can see, I went off and added these actual plastic doors which do open. And it does look a bit rough. It does definitely look like a rough job, and the reason why it looks like that is because I came up with this idea really late, because I only found these TARDIS doors. Again, obviously, the first thing I would do would be measure and cut a proper rectangle out of the back of the playset, as opposed to just kind of hacking it open. So if you take a look at the back of the playset, it's definitely duct tape central here. But I like it, you know, I think it looks a lot better than how the back of the 11th Doctor's playset originally used to look. I think it looked really boring and a bit crap. So I showed this to my girlfriend, and she was like, it looks like the TARDIS is sticking out the side of a cliff wall. And do you know what? I don't mind. Anything's better than how it used to look. So as you can see, you've got the police box here and the doors, and I've added this little circle bit of paper here just to represent the St. John's Ambulance badge, because again, this is kind of like a prototype really than anything else. It's how I basically wanted to show you guys how this playset should have looked. So as you can see, the doors do open, so if you pull them, they open outward here, and you can see into the playset, and I think, yeah, that definitely does look much better. I do like that. I am aware that the doors do open the wrong way. Again, that's a fault with the 9th and 10th Doctor's TARDIS playset more than anything else. I did try to modify this by having the doors open inward, open the correct way, but unfortunately the thickness of the frame, it's thicker on the inside than it is on the outside, so the doors can only really open outward. But again, that's something that I'm not really too worried about. Just anything's better than just a piece of cardboard that doesn't open or do anything really. And of course, I also added some lighting effects. Naturally, I added some lighting effects to the console and the time motor, but we'll talk about those in a little second. But I also added some lights to the little rooms around the side, so I'll turn the lights off and give you guys a good look at that. So here we go, and I think it does look a heck of a lot better than how it used to look. So as you can see, the console lights up. We've got some blue lights and some green lights there, but also in these little rooms here off to the sides, you've got this orange lighting, and that was achieved really easily. There's several lights throughout this playset, and basically what those are those little push lights, and you get them really cheap. You get like 3 of them for £1 from like a pound shop or anything like that. So I took those and added them all throughout the playset, and over the top of them, just to get that orange sort of glow that you get when you're in the actual TARDIS set, I added a piece of an orange plastic bag just over the top of them, just duct taped that over the orange bag and added it into place. And I definitely think that looks a lot better, and you get that really great glow. Naturally, there's also some lights on the console here just to brighten it up a bit, and these look great. And to do this, basically, I had to take the entirety of the console apart, and whenever I took it apart, I realised that it was solid plastic on the inside. So I had to take all those little designs that you see through the actual console, take those off
the actual plastic mold and glue those on upside down, so they would be attached to the top of the console there. Really awkward to explain, but it's actually a lot easier than it sounds. Then I had to remove all that plastic, and I literally had to gut it, and as you can see, it looks really, really rough, and it really does look like a hack job, but it doesn't matter, because whenever you put it back together again, you can't really see that. So that freed up enough room to add some LEDs and some wiring, and basically to get the lighting effect, what I did was I used a battery-operated set of Christmas tree lights, and you can get those anytime between now and Christmas, really, from, again, any pound shop. You can get them from the likes of B&M, that's where I got these from. And basically, the battery pack slides in really nicely to the bottom of the playset, and then I fed the wires up through this sort of tube section here at the bottom of the playset.
Itchy head.
Glass floor here, I had to cut a hole in it, and then fed them up into the gutted console here. And then whenever I had them up in the console, I sort of rigged them so that all the little green LEDs were all grouped together and shone up
Okay.
at the bottom of the time rotor.